Well, as you know, the Trump administration has been working hard to try to stem the flow of narcotics into this country. And I don't care which side of the aisle you're on, that's something most Americans should support, unless, of course, you're a senator like Alyssa Slotkin of Michigan, who recently posted a video along with Mark Kelly of Arizona, senator there, and 4 other Democrats in Congress, telling U.S. troops they should disobey unlawful orders without giving a definition of that. Said if President Trump issues illegal orders, well, you shouldn't follow them. See for yourself.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
and the intelligence community
who take risks each day to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens.
Like us. You all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
And right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad, but from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law
or our Constitution.
We know this is hard,
and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army, or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
the American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws,
our Constitution,
and who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
Don't give up. Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
Don't give up the ship. Joining me now to discuss this, attorney and U.S. Army veteran himself, Steve Doolin. Mr. Doolin, nice to see you here today. Let's talk about this from a legal perspective. Well, you know, let's talk about it from a veteran's perspective. What do you think when you see that?
Well, the first thing that occurred to me the first time I saw it was we have a Supreme Court who is tasked with telling us what the Constitution means, or having an opinion and rulings on what the Constitution means. They've been at it for more than 2 centuries, and we still don't have every nuance figured out. We can still debate the constitutionality of a number of things, and it's just patently unfair to try to put it upon frontline service members to decide in every instance what might be constitutional. That's the first thing that occurs to me as a lawyer and a law professor. The second thing that occurred to me as a veteran is I remember when we had training back in the 80s when I was in on something called SAIDA, Subversion and Espionage Directed Against the Army, which is the branch I served in. And this sounds like subversion. They said we're speaking directly to the military members, and you can refuse to obey unlawful orders, which is true, but it's also misleading in the sense that it's a huge risk for a service member to do so. They are tap dancing on the edge, in my opinion. I know some have said that they went over the edge, but I feel like they're tap dancing on the edge of encouraging mutiny, which is to refuse to obey lawful orders, because in the heat of battle, knowing whether a specific operation is constitutional or not is really beyond the scope of what you can expect from those service members. So this sounds like subversion to me. This sounds like maybe something that Yuri Bezmenov tried to warn us about many years ago, the defected Soviet KGB member who talked about the stages of preparing a society for revolution. And the first 3 stages were demoralization, destabilization, and crisis. And the difference is they take progressively less time. And so it sounds like maybe somebody's trying to get this crisis stage started where you've got the military in partial revolt, that kind of thing. Right, stir it up.
Yeah, stir it up, mutiny. The Constitution, and 2 words here I want to be clear about. Insurrection, this is not. Because insurrection, by definition, is an armed activity, right? But it says in the Constitution, shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion. Rebellion sounds a lot like mutiny, the word you just used, right?
Well, possibly. Mutiny is pretty specific to the military, though, right? So rebellion For example, the Confederate States of America engaged in rebellion during the Civil War. They flat out said, we're no longer part of the United States of America. That's overt rebellion. When you're talking about mutiny, that's got a military connotation. And of course, we all know about mutiny on the Bounty, and a lot of people associate it as a purely naval term. But there have been mutinies in the other branches as well. And mutiny implies that there's some kind of a concerted action. It takes more than one soldier to commit a mutiny generally. But one soldier disobeying an order certainly creates legal problems for himself. And so, we had this training when I was in. The training's been in existence since shortly after the My Lai massacre back in 1968, which was certainly a war crime, certainly horrifying. An entire village was wiped out. A village of non-combatants was wiped out by a unit of the U.S. Army. And what's made clear to everyone since then is using the Nuremberg defense, which is what the high-ranking Nazis used during their war crimes trial after World War II, which is
I was following
orders. That's not a defense, right? So we have to have a moral compass when we're serving in the U.S. military, and we have to not commit crimes that are clear atrocities, violations of the law of war. But what is going on here is there's this conflation, this blurring of the line to, oh, well, if you don't like the policy and you want to say that in your opinion it's unconstitutional, you don't have to obey. Well, the individual soldier or sailor who does that at great peril to himself, because it's really a defense used at a court-martial. So you're already in the process of a court-martial when you raise this as a defense.